you're also known not just as Solana ID, but as Swolana. And so you're probably the most jacked guy in Web3. Talk to me about that.
Yeah.
Do you miss being a trainer? You also have said you're going to do a competition when you guys hit 100 million, which could be soon.
Good point.
So talk about that and how it's part of your daily routine.
Yeah. So first of all, there was one tweet I did maybe half a year ago. Normally Twitter's, it's memes, it's technical talk. It's not like Instagram, and you don't share your meals and your fitness journey there. So I was like, why? Why not? Like on Instagram, I'm kind of active. I have this fitness persona there, and it's fun for me. I share my journey. So I posted a picture in my underwear, on Twitter. So, and I'm like, I have some muscles on my body. Without the clothes, it might be even more obvious. So I made the picture, and then I wasn't super active on Twitter. So for me, it was like, it actually went viral, the thing. So it was like 50,000 views, and normally I get like 500. I was like, what is happening? And I saw the founder of Solana, Anatoly, commenting below the pic, and he was like, yo, dude, that's amazing. Post your workouts, bro. And I was like, where does this attention come from? People care about it. They actually care. Like on Solana, you have a big community of fitness and lifestyle enthusiasts. That's why these IRL events work so well as well, where you go, you work out in the mornings, you meditate a little bit, right? And then you just work the whole day. It's kind of this beautiful symbiosis, right? That's also why I kind of feel home on Solana, maybe, because for me, this is a very important part of my life. I started as a trainer. I competed in bodybuilding a few times. I went on stage like 7 times in my early 20s. And then I started, to work in business and finance and study in that field. And I didn't really have the time anymore to compete. But yet I woke up every morning. I woke up every morning and I trained. And I kept doing this since more than a decade. And people ask me, okay, so when did you take a break? There was no break. I was like, wow, I've been training more than 12 years, like nonstop. Like the longest break I ever did in that time was probably 1 week when I was on some random island on Vietnam where there was no gym or something like that. But there was no other break. And I'm like, okay. And then people ask me, how are you so committed? Where does the dedication come from? Like, I'm not even trying. It's not even difficult for me. It's difficult for me to stay out of the fucking gym. I don't know if you can relate to that, but that hurts. Like if I can't train for the week, if I'm sick, it's the worst, right? I want to feel, my muscles being active. I like to use my body as long as I can, right? We're healthy now. We should fucking make sure that we're longer healthy. And as long as we have a benefit from it and use the best. I like to perform, right? In business, personally, yes, with the way I think and the people I interact with, and also physically. I like to lift heavy shit and get shit done and do things that hurt and like all that stuff that makes me live, like that makes me enjoy life. So I think for me, it's just a very natural fit to be the buffest builder on Solana. I kind of, after that post with Anatoly's comment, I put that out, like if you think you're more buff, then let me know. But for now, I'm the buffest builder on Solana.
Is that still the case?
I think it's still the case.
Is anybody even trying to come at you?
Not really.
Okay.
Some people try to say like, oh, I can bench press more than you. Like maybe. But I'm going to squat more than you. So I have those competitions going on. We have some Telegram chats now with like a couple of people in there, like 30 people, where we post our workouts to keep everyone committed. So everyone has to post 3 workouts, otherwise they get kicked from the group. Things like this, just for fun. So we have, for me, it's fun at the side to kind of, pursue the fitness journey, help other people to be good at it. And it's just part of my life, honestly.
And for your nomadic lifestyle, I think it's really important because for you, no matter what city you're in, you get up in the morning and you lift. You said that's part of your routine.
That's such a great point. I think people underestimate that. It's kind of this red thread through your life, because my life is fucking wild sometimes. Like I didn't do the path, the common path.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith, because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.
Go to school, you study, and you work. Right? everything was different for me, right? Like after high school, like with 18, I left Germany. I never really came back. I'm 28 now. I never came back really. I never had my own apartment my whole life. Since I moved out from my parents' house, I never had my own apartment. I always have Airbnbs, hotels, or friends' couches. I thought about that. I was like, wow, it's been more than 10 years. I never had my own apartment. And then my best friend told me, I'm wondering how your apartment would look like. What would you put in your shelf, like, because I never did these things and I don't really give a shit about them. But training and the gym is something that just, it's like this constant. It gives stability. It gives continuity in my life. However, whatever business I do, whatever friends I meet, whatever girlfriend leaves me, right? Whatever happens in my life, whoever dies in my life, I wake up, I go to the gym.
Yeah. It gives you that base too. And to also mentally get you in the zone you need to be, probably do the work you do every day, right?
Yeah, it helps you also to kind of tune out a bit. I try to at least half of my workout not to be on my phone. I used to have the full workout, but it doesn't really work out anymore.
Sometimes you get the best ideas when you're training, right? I do sometimes.
Yeah.
At least I think they're great ideas. 15, 20 minutes into cardio, I'm just like, something will come up.
Yeah.
And then, the team gets a message or something. Just like, okay. But I was like, oh, wow, I didn't come up with this otherwise. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you're kind of free, right? You're not thinking about anything else. You focus on the thing.
Yeah.
You're in the moment.
Yeah. So your brain, can subvert maybe ego. And it's definitely a form of meditation. It can be just changing your state. It's big.
I mean, it's beautiful to just do the thing at that moment, right? Because when in the day do we have that we're not distracted by anything? And at least in the gym, I try to, do my set and do my weights. And during the set, it's really hard to think of anything else. It's really tough sometimes, depending on how you train, right? If you fuck around, sure, it's easy, but not during my training. They're short, they're crisp, they're hard, then I'm out.
Yeah, if you're doing big weight, you got to stay focused. Yeah, I learned the training game late in my life. I wasn't I was about 30 years old when I finally took it serious. And it started with martial arts, and then now it's a huge part of my life. But one of my early trainers, martial arts trainers, he said something you just said. He said, training comes first. It comes before your family, it comes before your girlfriend, it comes before your job. And at the time I didn't understand what he was talking about, but they say self-love is self-investment, and if you are willing to do that, it puts you in a beautiful state to then present to the world. And, when people think, oh, I can't train, work's more important, or I got to go do that thing with my family, I always think I want the best Brian Rose to show up. I don't like being around me when I'm not training. Now, I'm sure you know the feeling, when I haven't trained for a day or two, I'm like, I'm just a little edgy, I'm whatever. But after a training session, a hard one, I mean, I'm cool in the gang, and I can be fun to be around, and I'm good, and I like me.
Yeah.
So I prioritize that, and I think it's okay for people to do that.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
There's so many aspects, right? This is more like the emotional, psychological effect, but then also it kind of feels good to be strong, no? Like it is good to be healthy and strong and, use your muscles, and like you actually need that strength element. It's good to have the cardiovascular ability to fucking walk some stairs without, falling over. So there's so many benefits to it. It's just like, it's a no-brainer, really, right, to do it.
Unfortunately, I think in tech and stuff, sometimes we discount the value of the human body. It's important.
Yeah.
And you never know what's going to happen. I remember I used to train martial arts and trained 10 years with a guy, and someone was like, oh, have you gotten to a fight yet? And I'm like, nope, but I'm ready if there ever is one. And as I always tell my sons, they're 7 and 8, I'm like, knowing martial arts will keep you out of fights. And they're like, why, Papa? And I'm like, because people can tell. They can tell because of your demeanor, your calmness, and it'll actually keep you out of those fights. And again, you never know. Like someone might call me tomorrow and say, let's go climb Mount Everest, or let's go. Someone 5 years ago challenged me to do an Ironman race. And I did it 90 days later after training.
That's crazy.
And I was like, I couldn't have done that if I hadn't have been in some type of base shape.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
It's really important, man. And
I
hope more people embrace it. I didn't know there was a Solana clique that did that. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I like Solana even more.
How do you get out of a rat race? How do you create wealth not only for yourself, but also for the generations to come after?
I am absolutely amazed with the quality of companies that we're getting exposure to.
We go on to Zoom calls with the innovators and the folks who are building new applications in metaverse, blockchain, artificial intelligence, decentralized finance.
What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me.
We are focusing on early stage investment.
And the quality of people that we're getting exposure to, whether it be Dan Tapiero with 1RT, Jason Ma from Open, Yatsu from Animoca.
It's been a phenomenal experience thus far. It has far exceeded my expectations.
We are focusing on cutting-edge technologies.
I view it now as the best investment I've ever made. The upside, I view, is unlimited.
And as a retail investor, I would never get this exposure anywhere else outside of Investment Club.
See you in the Investment Club.